I have had an absolute torrent, a year full from Karnataka fans about the whole Cheteshwar Pujara issue. Pujara got a couple that took glove once, took outside edge once, umpire gave not out, and everyone thought Pujara should have walked. It's an easy one to assess. It's an easy one to make a comment on when you're a fan of one side. Now, the question that all Karnataka fans need to be asked as well is, if Pujara had played inside the line of the ball had missed the outside edge very clearly, say an inch, had missed the outside edge, the umpire got it wrong, again like the umpire got these wrong, and he'd been adjudged out, would Manish Pandey have run up to the umpire and say, sorry, we made a mistake, and recalled Pujara? Now, if a fielding captain is okay to recall a batsman when he knows the batsman is not out, you will have more and more people walking. But you see that so often with fielding sides. Fielding sides are happy to go up in appeal when they know a batsman is not out and accept the decision that they have thus catalyzed. But when decisions go against them, they don't like it. And this is human nature. If Saurashtra was in the field and Karnataka were batting, it would be exactly the same. But this raises the larger question: should players walk? And my view on that is very simple. It's a very personal decision. We'd love a game where everybody walks. You don't need umpires. Everyone's honest. Golf has managed to achieve that. So why shouldn't cricket? It comes down to the same question again. If the fielding side is happy to recall a batsman, I think you will see more and more people walking. But this issue is not as much about Pujara and Karnataka and Saurashtra, and I completely accept the fact that Karnataka fans are passionate, and they were right to be passionate. They're following the game very carefully, but the larger issues are two others. One is the quality of umpiring, and two, we should address first: should you have DRS at important stages in domestic cricket? Point number one, DRS is expensive. The moment you have hotspot, DRS becomes expensive. So can you go in without DRS? Sometimes if you only go in with a snickometer, you get a false result. We saw that for Hanuma Vihari, against Hanuma Vihari rather, in the game in Sydney, where the ball clearly went above the outside edge, but the back foot had moved a little, that produced the spike on the snickometer, and he was given out. So if you don't have hotspot, there can be other things around that are creating a noise. Snickometer by itself is not good enough DRS. You might well argue, and you might argue well, that some DRS is better than some other, but all I'm saying is snickometer without hotspot will not give you completely accurate verdicts. But it's expensive. Now, how many DRSs do you have? Karnataka versus Saurashtra could well have been the quarterfinal of the Ranji Trophy. There would have been the same passion. So do you have DRS in the quarterfinal? Now, what about a team from the Northeast that has a very good chance for the very first time of making it to the knockouts, and it all comes down to one game, one decision, and they get a poor umpiring decision? Should you have DRS there as well? So it's a tricky one. I think this issue will bring it into focus. I think somewhere the BCCI has got to say, okay, from the quarterfinal onwards, we will have this level of DRS. If you say no hotspot, that's fine, but everybody knows it before. But I think this is going to bring that into focus. I just thought I'd point out that DRS is indeed expensive. The second question is about umpiring. And I think there's been a lot of issues. Captains in Ranji Trophy cricket have raised the issue time and again that the quality of umpiring is terrible. And I'll be honest, I don't think the BCCI has focused as much on umpiring as they have on other aspects of the game. And the only thing I will say in defense of the BCCI is a very interesting interview that Sabah Karim gave recently, where he says the BCCI organizes upwards of 2,000 matches a year. That's in about 8 months, 2,000 matches. So you need those many umpires, you need those umpires to be able to travel, to be able to be fresh, and so you're not getting the quality of umpires. Having said that, I'm sure there's enough of you out there, fans, who want to be in the middle, who want to train as umpires, become better umpires. So all those of you who are still thinking of playing the IPL, give umpiring a shot. Let's produce better umpires. And my feeling is that this Pujara incident will just catalyze a process of getting better umpires. And Sabah Karim's a good man. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on it already. What good came out of this whole Pujara, Saurashtra, Karnataka episode. It told me that people are following domestic cricket with a lot of passion. They're willing to get on this guy on Twitter and unleash their emotions on him. And I have absolutely no problem with that. I read through every one of those because as I read the good, I read the bad. But I just think that there's always two sides to an argument. And it's a larger question of whether you should walk or not walk. Through this Ranji Trophy season, Karnataka have had some decisions going their way when they could have gone the other way. Over a season, it evens out, but I was actually very happy to see the passion come through for a domestic semi-final. But till such time as people are going to call batsmen back when they're not out, I don't think you'll see people walking.